Hey friends, it's Miss Couch, your teaching artist from KidSmart, here with another visual art lesson. This lesson I'm calling miniature books. Like my last couple of videos, you do need to cut some pictures out of, well, I cut pictures out of magazines, but you don't have to. You could actually draw your own pictures in your little book or fill them completely with words. Let me just show you how to do it, and you can decide how you want to fill it. First of all, for your book, you will need paper. If you have some colored paper, if you have white paper, if you have construction paper, whatever you have, it'll work just fine. Like I said, I used magazines. Remember, this is one I've been using a lot from 2017. Here's one I picked up at the grocery store for free. And here's one that came in the mail the other day. And I looked inside. I saw, ooh, wow. I love these turtles. Ooh, I love this map. I could cut out a piece of a map in my book. I like this. Here's a bridge. Ooh, a sunset. Oh, even a kitty cat on a typewriter. I thought these would be great pictures for a story I might put in a miniature book. You're also going to need scissors and glue if you're cutting out of a magazine. If you're not going to cut out of a magazine, forget the glue. You'll still need the scissors. And then this is optional, but I find it helps if I use something to mark with, to write with. All right, here's the tricky part. Let's get to it. Here we have a regular old rectangle of paper, and it has to be folded to make this miniature book. Fold it in half this way. I call this hot dog. Some people call it taco. It's long and skinny. There you go. Then you're gonna have to fold it in half again the other way. So now I have a little rectangle like this. And then I'm gonna fold it in half one more time. And this is gonna be the final size of my book. But there's still something we have to do before it becomes a book. All right, this is where I take my writing utensil and I make some marks. So here you can see it's open like a book. Putting a little mark right there, turning it over, I'm putting a little mark right there. Then I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna put some little marks there. I didn't put any mark here on the center line. I put it here and I put these on the folds. So you can see when I open up my paper, there are two little marks. And I have to cut from one mark to the other. This can be kind of tricky to take your scissors and poke them in, so I don't do that. I'm going to show you what I do. Here's my fold, like my hot dog or my taco. Here's my scissors. What I do is I cut just a tiny bit like that on the fold, just enough to get my scissors in there. Now I can cut along that line that I made until I get to the other dot. There, done with the scissors, done with the pen for now. Watch this. This side here, it's already folded up like this. This side here, I have to work on it a little to make it fold up. Okay, so now I have these two folded up. I'm folding them up and I'm going to open it up like this. So now I have four parts. 4 parts, I'm gonna lay them down. I'm pressing all my top folds and I'm gonna press this closed. So there I now have a book. I have a cover. I have page 1 and 2, page 3, 4, 5, 6, and the back. All right, let me just show you that one more time. I'm pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, and then I make it stand up, push it together, fold it closed. One more time. Here it is down flat. There's the opening in the middle. There's open. It's kind of weird, but there's my book. Just like that. Ready for me to put a story or pictures or anything I want inside. So here are some examples of things that I cut out of the magazine. They just have lots of small pictures, so I have lots of possibilities. And because there's 8 pages, counting the front and the back, you might want a front illustration. Ooh, I really like this sparkly book sack. I might need that in a story. This is a sign that says, what does it say? Beverly Hills Hotel. So I might need that for a story. I might need a really pretty outfit for my story. Ooh, I might need a beautiful lady in my story. Ooh, I might want to write a story where I have 2 sisters and put on the cover or wrap around the whole outside of the book or across the inside a picture of their house, maybe some rooms in their house. Those are all possibilities for my books that I could make. I'm going to show you, I made 2 books. I made a fiction book and a nonfiction book. So we'll start with my nonfiction book. Here it is. This is a nonfiction book I wrote in 3 colors of ink. So not just the pen I showed you before, but a red pen and a blue pen. So I just made a book that has Spanish and French translations. So here, you know, it's a house, and then it's La Casa, or I should have put La Maison. I left off La. And here is porch, stairs, and you can see how similar the French and the Spanish are. So I picked a good one to study the similarities. Like here's kitchen picture, which is La Cocina in Spanish and La Cuisine in French. There's the dining room, and then I did a swimming pool picture and a front yard. So that is my nonfiction book. Then I made a fiction book. And you can see I cut a word out of a magazine for the cover. The name of my book is Beauty. And what I did, I took those little pictures until I had, I cut out 6, and then I put them in order and made up a story about them. And then I glued them down and wrote the words. So here is my story. Once there was an elephant named Beauty. Remember, the name of the book is Beauty. Here she is. Her favorite snack was a lemon with a little bit of mint. Doesn't that look refreshing? Her favorite place to be was school. Here she is with all her friends. Her favorite thing to do at school was eating lunch with her friends. Not a bad thing to do. I think right now we all miss simple things like eating lunch at school with our friends. Beauty's dream is to move to the big city and open a jewelry store where she will sell beautiful things. So there's a picture of the big city, and here's a picture of some jewelry in a jewelry box, and that is the story of Beauty. I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you will make a miniature book. Remember, you don't have to have magazine pictures if you don't want to. You can draw your own pictures. Just get permission before you start cutting up anything in your house. It can even be pictures that are off the junk mail that comes in your mailbox. Just get a grown-up to help you, and you can find some things to put in your picture book. Those use less words. You don't need any pictures at all. You can fill your entire book with a poem you wrote or a story that you wrote. All of your ideas are wonderful. I hope you're well. I hope you're taking good care of your parents, your grandparents, whoever you're staying with. I hope you're kind and thoughtful and looking for ways to be helpful. I hope you're eating good, healthy food. I hope you're outdoors getting fresh air when the weather is nice. And I hope that you remember this time away from school, stuck at home, as a time of learning and growing and trying new things, like maybe writing a book. That could be a new thing to try. I miss you, and I can't wait till the time we can be together, learning in person together again. Bye.